It's very important to state that incredible things are happening in our country. I think we've made more progress in 3 weeks than they've made in 4 years, especially with respect to the reputation of our country.
Even Democrats are basking in the golden age. Pollsters talk to Biden and Clinton voters who turned MAGA. Here's how they graded Trump. Listen.
They love the pace of change. They were very fed up over the last 4 years. They wanted action, they wanted results. They looked at prices, they looked at affordability, looked at immigration, and they didn't see anything happening. They still don't like what he says, but they like what he does.
Democrat voters have a message for party leaders. Get out of Trump's way.
It's a big wake-up call for Democrats.
I'm waiting for them to get a message. I'm waiting for them to unify and to understand that to oppose and to be the resistance, which is what some of them use that phrase, that's not what Democrats in grassroots areas want from them.
The only ones who aren't happy are the press, Democrat politicians, and Mexico. Mexico is upset that Trump renamed the Gulf of America. So they're threatening to sue Google over their maps. The Associated Press took Mexico's side. They're dead naming the Gulf. So they got kicked out of the White House.
The Associated Press just refuses to go with what the law is and what is taking place. It's called the Gulf of America now. It's not called the Gulf of Mexico any longer. I don't know what they're doing, but I just say that we're going to keep them out until such time as they agree that it's the Gulf of America. We're very proud of this country and we want it to be the Gulf of America.
Democrats changed the name of sports teams, syrup, genders, military bases. The list goes on and on. But they don't want the president to touch the Gulf of America. Doesn't Mexico have bigger problems?
I think Mexico is largely run by the cartels, and it's a sad thing to say. If they wanted help with that, we'd give them help. But Mexico, if you look at what's gone on with Mexico for years now, but now especially, it's run by the cartels. And they've allowed millions of people to come into our country from jails and prisons of other countries from all over the world.
We're not playing nice anymore. The CIA is deploying Reaper drones to spy on Mexican cartels and fentanyl labs. If Mexico doesn't act on the intel we send them, Trump will. The president sent a list of cartels to Congress. He's about to designate them as terrorists. You don't want to be on Trump's terror list. He just popped an Al-Qaeda leader in Syria with a precision airstrike. This is the lethality that Hegseth promised. He also promised answers. Hegseth is sending a group of investigators into the Pentagon to find out what happened with Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal. The age of accountability has begun, and the government is being put back to work for you. Jason Miller, Trump Transition Team Senior Advisor. Miller, tell me a little bit about the AP. They say you're picking on them and you are speech policing them.
Well, I think the media is freaking out because they have nothing negative about the White House itself to report on. And so there's none of the infighting. Everything's running like a very smooth, fine-tuned machine. And President Trump is delivering the greatest first month in presidential history that we've ever seen. Think about it, the efficiency, the accountability, the action, every campaign promise, whether it be secure the border, drill baby drill, get politics out of law enforcement, let police do their job, restore America's standing in the world, actually start getting peace. We see what the president's done with the Middle East, and now he's going to get it done with Ukraine as well. And so the media is freaking out because they've never seen anyone come in and do this before.
So if he gets peace deals done in the Middle East and in Europe, what happens if we start unleashing drone strikes against Mexico, our top trading partner?
Yeah, so with regard to the cartels, I think it's time to maybe go and list out your next of kin, put your will together, because President Trump is not messing around. When he said he is going to stop the scourge of fentanyl from coming into the United States, he means serious business. That's why he's demanding that we get cooperation from the Mexican government. That's why he's also demanding we get cooperation from the Canadian government. And also he's sending the very clear message to the Chinese, do not send any more of that poison into our country. Just think, Jesse, what we could have, how many lives we could have saved if Joe Biden had done a tenth of this in the 4 years that he was rotting away in the Oval Office. But now with President Trump there, in only 3.5 weeks, it's not even 4 full weeks yet, we've seen this amazing action, and I'm excited for what the next 4 years are going to look like, because I'll tell you, President Trump is not going to slow down one bit.
Yeah, I'm sure the CIA drones over Mexico might factor into the negotiations over the trade issue. Also, just a little bit of leverage, I imagine. Tell me about these DOGE dividends. We're actually hearing from Elon Musk right now. He just put out there it is. We'll check with the president. He's talking about the idea of sending rebate checks back to American working families that come from the savings that DOGE is finding. You think that would be a winning issue?
I think anything that goes to cutting government waste is going to be a winning issue. I mean, the government's become so bloated, we're running such a massive deficit thanks to Biden and the Democrats. The national debt keeps going up. We're over 36 trillion now. And the waste that they have found so far, going through getting rid of USAID, these ridiculous programs you were talking about in the previous block, I think most Americans, their heads are spinning, knowing that their hard-earned tax dollars are going to fund this absolute garbage. So if Elon and the rest of the administration, along with the president, get in there and get this stuff cleaned up, that is good, and that is why President Trump's poll numbers are the highest they've ever been. The public loves it, Jesse.
They do. They come up to me all the time and say how much they love it, and then they say how much they love me. But they love DOGE more, and I'm fine admitting that. Miller, great to see you.